hear me now? Okay. Linda Evans Bourne, 22 Parkview Drive, Finleyville. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My public comment is on agenda item 3 and 4. Under action items, approve, deny, emergency meeting minutes from 5/13/2022. Approve, deny, Board of Supervisors meeting minutes from 5/11/2022. Those are in May. This board has not approved meeting minutes since I believe it was late February, early March. I do believe that you're required, I use that term loosely, I'm not 100% certain, but I do believe some of the board members who've been here on the board longer than I was would know, but I believe you're required to approve them at the next regular meeting, and that has not been done, and I was wondering why we would approve meeting minutes from 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks ago, without approving the end of February, March, April, May, and prior to the May meeting minutes. That was a concern of mine. And then my next public comment was on agenda action item number 9. Approve, deny, changing EMS services to first response medical services. So SEREMS, Southeast Regional EMS, has served this community with excellence for over 20 years.
I'm sorry, I think your microphone's on.
Of course it went on.
Scream.
I have called the service guy, I just have not heard back from him. I am doing your job.
Okay, thank you once again. So continuing with my public comment, SEREMS, Southeast Regional EMS, has served this community with excellence for over 20 years. There's no reason for considering a change. They live here, their family is here, and they know this community. They have over a dozen advanced life ALS vehicles and multiple off-road vehicles. They have an impeccable reputation. Their response time is impeccable. We're looking at between 7 to 9 minutes, is that correct?
Depending on where the call is.
Yes. We have them stationed here centrally in the community, and I'm sure they would have no problem coming back there if there was no hassle with them being there. So that's not an issue. They've been doing this for free for us, for 20 years. With the payments from Medicare, Medicaid, and insurance companies going down and the cost of operations going up, as I understand, they've decided to ask all of the communities they service for $5 a person. We have under 6,000 residents. That's not even $30,000 a year. And my question to this board is her life worth $5? Is my life worth $5? Is your life worth $5? It is. $5 for a life. I think that that is extremely reasonable. And this board collects a tax called the LST tax, the local services tax, $52.50 for every working person in this community comes in here. And that's supposed to go for our local services, which is ambulance service. That is a part of our local service. So money's not the issue here. And I want to expand on that. Money's not an issue here because that would be under $30,000 a year, which is nothing. I would think that a life is worth a lot more than $30,000, but they're only asking for $5 a person. We had $31,500 we spent on a Republican marketing company, Braybender Cox. If we have $31,500 to spend on a Republican marketing company, we have a little under $30,000 for the residents of this community's lives. If we have money to spend on a newsletter that has been put on hold because we want to put litigation updates. Litigation updates. I've never heard of a community holding their newsletter up for litigation updates. I would be ashamed to even admit that there's so much litigation that we need updates for the residents. It's outrageous. If we have money for a company called Design Rules Everything for website design, we have money for Southeast Regional EMS. If we have money to hire an intern for Terry over here, we have money for Southeast Regional EMS. I could go on and on. I've seen bill pays where we've had solicitor bills of $12,000 to $15,000 monthly, engineer bills of over $70,000 a month. We have had bills to Gallagher and Associates and all of these other law firms that we have contracted out, some of them over $100,000 a month in 1 month. Bill pay after bill pay after bill pay. If you're saying you don't have the money for them, then perhaps maybe we should drop some of this litigation. Perhaps we should shift some of the money to what the people really want. They don't want more attorneys. Whenever they call 911, Gary's not going to run, or Kathleen Gallagher. And how many lives have they saved in the last month? I want these guys, and I think the rest of the community does as well. I think some common sense needs to prevail here. And then, to close on that particular subject, at the EMS workshop that we had, I was absolutely floored. I almost fell off of my chair, and many people have commented about it. Whenever one of those EMS workers came up to this podium and was choked up and said, "What have we done wrong? What can we do better?" And nobody, Michelle, commented that you're doing everything right and we appreciate you. But he asked if anybody else had anything to say. And the comment was made, and I don't need to say anyone's name because they know who they are. And the comment was made about, I can practice my politics the way I feel or see fit, something to that, not exact, don't quote me, but it was practice my politics. And I couldn't believe it because being elected as a public servant has nothing to do with politics. Nothing. It's the furthest thing away from politics. So, being a good governance is what it is about, is governing. And so I Googled practicing politics and I Googled what is governance. And good governance is the process of measuring how public institutions conduct public affairs, and manage public resources like our tax dollars, and guarantee the realization of human rights in a manner essentially free of abuse and corruption and with the due regard for the rule of law. That is what I Googled for it's called usingenglish.com. Then I Googled practicing politics. And I think this says it all. And the definition under usingenglish.com, it's not my definition, it's on the internet. Someone who is skillfully handling people, not really sincere, just trying to keep conversation, fake, etc., or talking about politics with people. The next public comment I'd like to make is on agenda action item number 1, to approve, deny, acceptance of the resignation of Dave Eskin, supervisor/roadmaster. I am extremely sorry to hear that Mr. Eskin has chose not to continue serving his term, of which he was just elected to this year. I think that this board needs to practice good governance, and I think that in appointing someone to fill that chair, they need to look at what the voters voted for. And the person with the next largest amount of votes in that election was Mr. Steve Parrish. He lost by, 30 or 40 votes. That's who the people came out. Honor what the voters wanted. And if Mr. Eskin can't serve to honor what the voters came out and voted for and the people that you serve, that's who should be appointed to that chair. And God knows we need someone with some experience here. Thank you.